Good morning, people. Evening, afternoon, whatever it happens to be for you. This is the CodeX Report, and it's the 23rd of March. It's about 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, and I guess the first thing I'm going to talk about is Libya. Um, Libya, the whole situation over there is turning into a fiasco. NATO is they're talking about NATO might possibly break up because of disagreements over this. Um, the French say that they want a coalition to lead the fucking um, the task force or whatever you want to call it, the intervention, whatever, the war against Gaddafi. Um, if if you don't think it's a war, just look at what they're talking about. There's they sent in all these Tomahawk missiles. They're having overflights. They're bombing. They had a plane shot down, and the I guess the villagers who were welcoming the pilots when they went in to rescue the pilots, they shot a bunch of people. You know, and they were welcoming the pilots. Come on, people, seriously. You know, the if you watch Infowars, you're probably familiar with this. If you follow Jeff Rents and Glenn Beck, you'll probably understand some of what's going on here. Um, Now it is coming out, especially from Webster Tarpley, that the rebels in Benghazi and the other eastern cities um, are being financed by the West, and it turns out that now the Benghazi is the major stronghold in Libya of Al Qaeda. And whatever you think about Al Qaeda, there are a percentage of them that are backed by the United States government. And if you don't believe that, just search Anwar al-Awlaki dines at the Pentagon, or there's so many different stories of how they've set up these guys to be patsies. Um, but now you have to think about it is, we're bombing and enforcing a no-fly zone against Gaddafi in order to protect Al Qaeda. Okay, isn't Al Qaeda the enemy? Like, seriously, people. This is something that you really need to like. I don't even know what to tell you to do. Really, you have to make it up. You have to make up your own mind. You've got to decide. Is this something that is going to be the last straw where I'm going to stand up and say, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore? Or, are you just going to sit back and let the globalists keep, bombing and killing and using EU and turning the entire planet into a toxic wasteland? Because that's what they're doing. You know, um, the chemtrails. Go watch What in the World Are They Spraying? I've got it on my YouTube channel. It's on my favorites list. Phenomenal video. Go and watch it. Um, Check out the interviews with um, AE Griffin, or what was it AC Griffith and AE, or uh, Griffin Griffin and Griffith are the two guys that do a lot of it. I can never keep the two of them straight. Um, the 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 whole situation is just a crock, and you notice how okay, there's we have this the earthquake in New Zealand, and then you have the flooding and the tsunami, or the not tsunami, the cyclone in Australia, and then you have another earthquake in New Zealand, and then you have this earthquake in Japan. You have the tsunami, you have the nuclear thing, and then you have all of a sudden you have this Libya thing where we're going in to protect Al Qaeda, which I really I don't understand that. I mean, I do from the globalist point of view, but how can they come out and expect anyone to believe anything that they say when they do this? It's beyond my comprehension at a certain level. It's ridiculous. Um, so Obama was down in Chile today. A couple days ago, he was in Brazil, and there was protests and riots, and they firebombed the consulate before he showed up. When he showed up in Chile, he was greeted with a giant um, Obama Joker poster, a bunch of protests and all that. Now I guess he's in El Salvador or something, and you know I don't wish any harm to come to him, but if he likes that ideology so much, why doesn't he just stay down there? The country would be better off if he just didn't come back. And I'm not saying that Joe Biden would be any better, or Boner or Pelosi or any of them, but Obama is the problem. He's not any part of the solution. He is just making the problems worse. He is creating more problems. He is creating more debt. He's creating more laws. He's creating more chains on the American people. And the Russians, and I think Chavez, and possibly I don't think it was Brazil, but it was someone else in South America. They're calling to revoke his peace prize, and yeah, yeah, take it away because you don't deserve it. You don't. And if you have a problem with that, I don't care. Honestly, Obama, you are an idiot. You're a fool. You're a tool of the globalists and the bankers, and you will be the destruction of this country if you are not stopped. And that's the truth. And if that's harsh and you don't agree with it, then prove me wrong. Make a video. Air your own viewpoint. But that's why I'm doing this. Is I can no longer stand by and do nothing because this country and the whole world, the whole world is insane, and I don't see how the human race is going to survive. I mentioned it in another one of my videos, and I need to get it actually finished, but I'm doing a video on timelines, and this what we're going through right now. This is the tipping point, and this is what is going to say to humanity that you can live and survive and continue and maybe not prosper for the immediate future, because I don't see how we're going to be able to pull that off. But I mean, you'll be able to survive. You'll be able to endure. You will continue on the path of evolution. But if we don't fix some of the problems that we have right now, if we don't stop the international bankers, if we don't stop the poisoning of our food, the poisoning of the water, the poisoning of the air, it's going to be the 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 tipping point or the shift that sets us into timeline 2, which is a global catastrophe and the death of 4 billion or plus people, you know 5 billion people. Look at the Georgia Guidestones. It says it right there. They want to eliminate 5.5 billion people. They want 500 million people on the entire planet, and that's it, because that's a controllable number. And they think that they're going to be able to create some utopia after they do this, and no, they won't. It's not going to happen. It's going to be a living hell on earth. It is going to be the 1,000-year reign of Satan. And whatever you believe about the book of Revelations, there are groups that are trying to bring that about. um, and the scariest thing is that it's not just Christians. The Muslims have their own prophecy, and Islam is waiting for the 12th Imam and the Mahdi. And the there's so many things that are coming to a head right at this time that I don't think that most people really have a clue as to what the scope of the danger is. And honestly, if you don't have the interest, or the patience to sit down and do a little bit of research, then honestly you deserve what's coming. And it's sad, but 90% of the people, and especially in the United States, 90% of the people just don't care. If as long as they've got their football or their NASCAR, or baseball or basketball, whatever, they're happy. And that's all it is. And they don't care if it's $7, $8, $9 a gallon. Well, I take that back. They don't really care if it's $3 a gallon or $3.50 a gallon. But now it's $4.50 a gallon, 5. I heard there was in Florida, like 2 weeks ago, a place had 5.75 a gallon for gas. I mean, that is totally insane. There's no reason that we should have to be paying that much. Um, go and do research. Go on the internet. Go listen to Alex Jones. Go watch Infowars. Watch Glenn Beck's show. Listen to the Jeff Rent show. Go and check out his page. Um, Drudge. Drudge is kicking everyone's butt right now. He, in the last 24 hours, had like 35 million visits on his site. In the last month, he's had something like 9 or 10 billion sites or visits. Think about that. 9 billion. That means every single person on the planet has been there once, and half the people have been there twice. You think about that, and he he is just destroying the mainstream media, and they they don't know what to do about it. You know, I've heard people bashing him because some of the information on there, it turns out to not be absolutely correct. But you have to understand that he is not researching and writing every one of these articles. He is simply linking to other articles a lot of the time, and sometimes information comes out later that proves you wrong. So, um, I'd like to mention that I made a prediction yesterday. It seems to have not really materialized. I am going to be checking, the news the next couple of days to see if I missed something. Um, if you, there's something that you think that I should be aware of, feel free to, comment, or video, and message me on my site. It's Ravana Tau 9, Ravanatau 9. My Twitter account is Ravana, Ravana 9000. And I I'd like to extend my support to everybody in Japan. I wish that I could do more, but I really don't have any way to. I'm gonna keep making videos, and hopefully get some more up. I'm gonna try to do one specifically dealing with the nuclear incident in Fukushima, but I need to do a bit more research on that one. So, like I said, just you know, if if the entire world becomes the way the Japanese people have shown themselves to be these last week or 10 days, then I think there's a chance for humanity. But if we continue to go the way that the globalists and the average population in the U.S. and Europe is going, I I don't I don't think our society will survive in any shape that we will recognize. Um, so, like I said, just be kind to each other, help each other, and God be with you. And to the Fukushima 50, um, you guys are heroes, and yeah, that's all there is to it. Peace. Good night.